This is perfect. It's gotta sneeze.
What was that?
Woo, baby.
I'm ready. You ready?
I'm very ready.
I don't know that we need a cold opening. I think your sneeze was it.
I think roll the credit.
It's been a long, exhausting day. Your troubles just won't go away. One thing that gets you through these is watching cheesy holiday movies. You think that you're above them, but you know that you love them. So get ready to listen. Now here comes Kevin and Kristin. Oh yeah.
Hey. Hey, welcome to Remark. I'm one of your hosts, Kristin Finger. And this
Is your other host, Kevin Reagan. I thought you were saying hey to me and welcoming me, and I was very appreciative. No.
no, you're always welcome.
Oh, that's so sweet. You are most of the time.
Thank you.
Honesty is the best policy. This is week 4 of the countdown to Christmas on the Hallmark Channel. We watched 4 more movies this past weekend. We watched In Merry Measure. We watched The Royal Nanny.
There it is.
I thought we were going to trade off. We watched Our Italian Christmas Memories, and we watched Christmas at the Golden Dragon. That's 4. I said
It's
it.
4. Kevin,
Yeah.
it's so many.
It is. And, it's funny. Week after week, we keep saying, they were all really good. They were all really good.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Listen, they set expectations the first 3 weeks. Like, the bar was higher than I'd ever seen the bar.
Did you say DeBarge? Big fan of DeBarge.
Your barge was this far high.
Oh, I thought we were talking DeBarge, as in the band.
No.
Rhythm of the Night.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Let's talk about last week again really quickly, because we do like to do this where do we agree? Do you agree?
Right.
Where are we at with this? So last week we asked which of the Hallmark films you thought were the best between A Magical Christmas Village, Lights, Camera, Christmas, A Maple Valley Christmas, and All Saints Christmas. And as you can see on the screen, overwhelmingly Lights, Camera, Christmas with 80% of the vote.
I would hope so.
Big no. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I voted for that. We're allowed to vote,
We are. I voted for Maple Valley.
Yeah, I was torn. I did like Maple Valley, but I thought Lights, Camera, Christmas was unique enough that I was like, I'm going to vote for this one.
Absolutely. It was that. If we could pick a second, I loved it.
Plus, we haven't talked to Andrew in so long, I feel like he probably has forgotten about us, so.
Do you think? Kevin, before we move on, I have 2 important things.
Please.
One is I'm sorry I'm eating. I just need like a pick-me-up.
Mhm.
So I'm having some fruit snacks. 2,
I have some eggnog for that, non-alcoholic, because this other stuff we're doing tonight.
great.
Unrelated.
It's really important for me to show you my new earrings because it's like a wreath with like a reindeer and a bow.
Yeah.
You can own some of these because I went to Monster Mania this weekend and this lovely woman makes these. I'm going to order. She also has a green wreath version. She just didn't have any on her, but she's got the coolest earrings, huge Christmas balls, huge like candy canes. I couldn't decide. So I went with the wreath.
Yeah.
But I told her I would talk about her stuff because I just love a small business. Please follow them on rage_mode_styles on Instagram and buy their stuff because I loved all of it. I wanted all the earrings.
That's great. And
these are my new Remark earrings and they were really excited.
I do want to say I've grown as a human because you said huge Christmas balls and I did not laugh. So
you're a dad now.
Yeah. 8 years. 8 years and counting. I still laugh at that. And I was on the inside, howling. Absolutely howling.
It's funny. She said big old Christmas balls.
See, I'm laughing. I really thought those earrings, I thought maybe you found the elusive Julie Sherman Wolf's Etsy store. If you don't know what I'm talking about, listen to our interview with Julie Sherman Wolf that is up now. Julie Sherman Wolf of the great movies such as Holiday Spectacular coming out on November 29th and Hanukkah on Rye coming out December 18th. I pulled all that out of the cobwebs.
From your brain.
Yeah, that's impressive. Yeah.
Well, I'll still search for her Etsy site. We'll share it when we find it.
If we ever do. I won't share it with the general public. You do your own sleuth work, but I'll share it with you, Kristin.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Okay, should we talk about the spinning wheel that we'll use?
Yeah, absolutely. It's right here. Here it is. It's back there. Shall I bring it forward?
No, I think they see it.
Yeah. I mean, I will bring it forward when we spin it. I wouldn't expect you to see
no.
it. It says all the way back there. But yeah. Oh, am I talking about it? You talk about it.
I'll talk about it. Yeah. So we have all these movies to review, obviously. And, last week we went a little rogue. We talked too long about all of them because we loved all of them. This weekend, we're sticking to our guns. We're going to spin the wheel. And whatever time it says, that's the time we have to talk about each of the films.
Yes, correct. I think we should do that and adhere to that. So without further ado, shall we spin that wheel for In Merry Measure?
Spin that wheel!
Here it is.
Seven minutos.
7 rhymes with Kevin. I just wanted you to know that.
So does 11.
Oh, we're talking about this for 11 minutes. That's on you. All right, 7 minutes in Merry Measure. Friday, November 11th, Patty Murin and Brandon Penny in the great In Merry Measure. We know Patty Murin from Holiday for Heroes with good friend of ours, Will Rubio, with our good friend Will Rubio.
He played the villain. There he is.
He does, yeah. And Brandon Penny from tons of Hallmark Christmas movies, including Magical Christmas Ornaments, which I said because it's one of my mommy's favorite Hallmark movies. So there you go. Yeah, that's why I singled that out. And Jennifer Robertson from a little thing known as Schitt's Creek, Kristin Finger.
I was thrilled, and I will talk about that when you allow me to.
Yeah, once we get into the time, this is the untimed portion. Their relationship, oh my goodness. We'll get to it. Written by Russell Hainline. This, as far as I could tell, is Russell's first Hallmark film. I looked through, didn't look like anything else. Paula L. is the director who most recently directed The Christmas Contest last year.
Loved it.
Here is the plot, and then we will time this bad boy. When pop star Darcy returns home to spend Christmas with her sister and niece, she unexpectedly finds herself coaching the high school choir with her one-time rival, Adam.
Bum, bum, bum.
Kristin Finger, are you ready for 11 minutes?
You said 7.
I did say 7. You said 11. 7 minutes, and go.
Fantastic. I'm going to start off by calmly saying that I didn't love this film until about halfway through.
You're wrong, but go ahead.
I really get it's like watching an improv scene where people are just fighting. I'll get up and leave. I don't want to watch it. And I didn't feel their rivalry or the way that they were being so childish and using children as a weapon against each other.
Yeah.
I didn't like the vibe. So when finally the children were the ones that brought them together, West Side Story style.
With the help of Gretchen. It was Gretchen's idea, the sister.
Get along. Yeah. I was on board from then on.
She even used West Side Story as her reference point. And said, common ground, public, being the public. Yeah.
But I really was not a fan of them using the kids against each other.
I get that and I agree, although I wasn't bothered by it because my fear was watching the trailer that the two of them were always going to be knocking heads. And I realized it's the first scene with Brandon Penny's character. Penny or Perry? Penny.
Penny.
My brain wants to say Joe Perry so badly.
Very different.
Yeah, don't do that. Brandon Penny, when he is at the coffee shop with Rick, the football coach, and Rick wants him to try this coffee, and he does not want to do it because coffee used to be black coffee and that's it. And then he tries it and immediately likes it. And you saw that shield completely fall away. And I was like, this guy's fine. This guy's fine.
Well, that's the thing. But then whatever.
Yeah.
I know we have H3O, but I'm gonna go ahead and say that I was here for the glasses, and I was there for well-fitted jeans on
Very well
my
fitted,
friend and yours, Brennan Penny.
Yeah.
Well done wardrobe. The glasses, I thought, really brought him to another level.
Yeah. We can get to that in H3O, but I think it's important to point out that Gretchen, which is Darby's sister, or
Yes.
Darcy, not Darby, Darcy's sister, her husband has died only 6 months ago too. So there's not going to be a love relationship in there. Although I do think she and Rick will get together. We'll get to that in a minute.
Oh my God.
Right? I really think that's going to happen. But there was a lot going on there. I also felt like the daughter or the niece, so I know it's confusing, Darcy's niece, Megan, did not seem too broken up over it. It was like, oh, she's fine. She's all right. But I figured out halfway through the movie why it was that Craig, the husband, has died. And it's because Gretchen serves nothing but casseroles and carbs. That man had a heart attack. Everything was a casserole. It was all, and meatloaf. Her meatloaf, no good.
What a bummer. And well, again, I'm maybe one of the biggest Schitt's Creek fans in the universe. So seeing Jocelyn in this, Jennifer Robinson is just brilliant. And I thought what she did was really quite lovely. Like, usually when we deal with death in Hallmark like it happened 3 years ago. And we don't
ready to move
watch
on.
the grieving. But this, we had to see her grieving, and it was very interesting because you can go too much with that, and she did it perfectly.
It's also 6 months in, so like it's not like it just happened. Not to say that she shouldn't be grieving, she was, but she had even said with Darcy being around, she said, "Have you seen me crying every time you walk in a room?"
Yeah.
Darcy said no, and she said, "Well, it's because you're here." So obviously she's distracted, and that's was wonderful for her. There are great moments between the two sisters, though, specifically when at first it was creepy because Megan, Gretchen's daughter Megan, comes home from what we say is a date with Freddie, and they bet each other $5 that they're going to kiss. And Gretchen, I think Gretchen takes the under. She's like, they're not going to kiss. And I think that was the way it worked.
No, because Gretchen put it in her bosom.
And they watch and they don't kiss, but they do. Ooh, awkward front seat hug, and it's the mom and aunt talking about this, and I loved it. It was so cute.
Very cute, and I loved the callback to that when obviously Darcy went on the date with Adam, and the daughter and her were in there. Like I knew the moment Darcy opened the door, I was like, they better be over there.
It was me too. It was so needed because I hated. It's really the only thing in this movie that I hated. Because, again, I'm going with Patty Murin. Patty Murin's an adult, but like she's a young adult, and I feel like the whole concept was she and Adam are starting to get close. But I'm going to call her Patty. But Darcy wants to go back out and relight her star. She has a record company that she's working with to do that. She's going to go back to New York, and they're about to kiss, and she says, "I don't want to get into something serious." I'm thinking, who says this has to be serious? And again, it's Hallmark, but it's like
that's my issue with it. Is like I don't want to be that person, but I've kissed some people that I didn't have a serious thing with.
Right. It's not like, something more spicy than that, but like they clearly had nice moments together, and it was like and so instead he gives like an awkward hug, which is kind of the front seat hug. And he was great, but man, I felt for that guy. I was like, dude,
I did too, because he asked her out on the date.
He was very respectful.
And it was really cute. And then he's like, "I like you." And he like, "Oh, like what?" It was adorable. And then she's like, "Sorry, bro. I'm famous."
But Gretchen lost the $5 there. So she thought her sister was ready to meet, whereas her daughter, no, she did not feel that.
No.
But Megan made the $5. So she's going to go out with Freddie, and they're going to put that towards a motel room. I don't know. Probably not. That's probably not going to happen.
I don't know. I will. Do we have any time left? Because
we do. 45. Hit it. Yep.
I need to mention that on that date, we learned that Darcy dated a Backstreet Boy, and I want us to guess which Backstreet Boy we think she dated. Because it was like put together. So my guess is Lance, because I feel like Lance, now that Lance has come out, back then they wanted Lance, even though they may have known Lance was gay then, that like they wanted to make it look like, I don't know. This is like a fake world that this happened.
I
but
always
guess it's lame.
confuse Backstreet Boys and NSYNC.
Oh, wait. You're right. Kristin.
Yeah. Who is it?
Then I guess Brian of the Backstreet Boys.
McKnight?
No, Brian Petrell.
All right, me too then. I don't know. Yeah, that's what's up.
Scary.
How do I turn it off? There we go. It's like a car alarm. Yeah. Overall, I would say in merry measure, I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I really liked it almost from start to finish. Well,
what? Mine's here, but then at like the 25-minute mark, it goes here.
Then I feel like it could have been this the whole time when we just did the rating system.
Like this.
That's fine too, but you went like this to start. You're like, right here.
I'm gonna give this to Brendan Penny's glasses.
Okay, that's fair. Why did you have the pinky out? Because we're about to talk about pinky out while you drink your tea. We're talking about the Royal Nanny. The Royal Nanny was on Saturday. I almost said Friday again. That would have been right. No, hold on. What am I at here? Saturday, November 12th. This stars Rachel Scarston from Marry Me at Christmas. Dan, I wrote this phonetically this time, so I'd say it right.
I know.
Jeannotte.
Jeannotte.
That's how they said it in an interview I watched with him.
Jeannotte.
Dan Jeannotte from Ghosts of Christmas Past, and Gretchen. I didn't write her name phonetically. I should have. I'm gonna saw Sachachi. That's wrong. It's terrible. Listen. If everyone's name was just Smith, I would be fine. But it's not. But you know what I can say? Brooke Durham was the writer who wrote Project Christmas Wish, and Jonathan Wright, easy enough to say, who we just recently saw, the director of Jolly Good Christmas. So Jonathan Wright doing all the British.
All of the British. Is he British? Is Jonathan Wright British?
I did not do the research on that, so I'm going to say
yes.
Yeah. This movie.
Yeah.
MI5 agent Claire goes undercover as the Royal Nanny and must overcome the challenges of her assignment, like resisting the charms of Prince Colin while keeping the family safe at Christmas. Kristin, I'm going to do this before we even start the timer because I feel it is necessary, and I will keep bringing it back the whole time.
Go on.
Because I don't have the picture here. I have it at work, so you're not going to be able to see it, but I'm going to show it to you on my phone.
What? This is... Oh.
Yeah.
Kevin has like a big reveal for me that I was like, don't share it with me now on the phone. Share it later, live.
We'll do it live. Do it live.
I'm so excited.
All right. So here's what happens. Wait. There it is.
Wait.
Where's my picture? So, first of all, let's talk about the fact that her name is Claire Champion.
Yes.
Agent Claire Champion. She goes undercover as a nanny, and they rename her Claire Carter. Agent Carter, perhaps. That's not it. I mean, if that was it, like, Kev, that's not that big a deal. I'm going to show this, and then I'm going to cut to a better picture of it. I'm going to show it on my phone so Kristin can see it. Can you see the holiday kind of ugly Christmas sweater shirt that this gentleman in the background is wearing?
What?
Are you kidding me?
I didn't see that.
How did that get cleared? This is the sweater. This is a little bit better of a picture. And then this is the sweater itself, which is the Captain America Christmas sweater. Now it's possible that this is just a shield that looks an awful lot like Captain America.
I don't know.
You don't think that's it?
No, I think that's it. That's what I'm saying.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I don't think wardrobe made a mistake. I think wardrobe said, let's see.
Slip it in. It's that, or it was not a completely locked down set, which is possible. You know, if they shot this last Christmas in a bazaar, I mean, obviously parts are locked down.
Oh.
This individual does not look directly at the camera, but still, when I saw that, I was like, oh my God.
Agent Carter, Captain America. It's
Captain
coming.
Britain. There you go. Agent Carter is Captain Britain.
How much time do we have to talk about this one?
Oh, we didn't even spin yet. Let's spin the
That's
wheel.
What does it say?
7 minutes.
Fantastic.
No, 7-7. We did 7-7 a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
All right, Kristin, are you ready?
Absolutely.
Go.
I am attracted to British people.
Yeah.
I'm attracted to their culture. I'm attracted to their accents.
Mhm.
One thing that I am not 100% like, I'm not a royal fan. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't follow I don't get all hoopla-y with like.
I just started watching season 5 of The Crown, so I'm a royal fan.
Oh, there you go. But so what I actually really, really loved about this movie,
Yep.
which I think PO'd some folks, is that it was like a spy espionage
It was
movie
awesome.
with some Hallmark in it.
Yeah. There was a lot of Hallmark in it.
No, there was. But here's the thing. And I watch a lot of movies because I have no life. But this bit of like, I need to ask anyone out there that's really
A spy.
a spy.
Yeah.
This has to be like 101, don't do this.
Yeah.
Right? Because
Why? Because you out yourself as a spy?
yes.
You have to do this. If I was a spy, I would do this all the time. So people are like, he's listening to jams. I'd be like, they got the package.
It just doesn't, like, why are we doing that still in this, like in movies? Are we writing that in because we saw it? I don't know. Stop doing it. You're giving it away because she was doing this the entire time she was following that woman. And of course the woman spotted her.
Yeah. I thought she had earwax buildup, which happens.
Spy 101 stuff.
Yeah. Well, how about Nanny 101? Because we also got to meet Miss Lansbury, which was a nice nod. I would have to say.
I thought so.
Lansbury.
I thought so.
Also, Scary Poppins, also same name. Was she Kristen Finger? Was she security service?
Absolutely.
Yeah. It was. She goes, that's classified. Which, if the answer is no, it would not be classified.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think because she is in charge of like the nanny thing, it like that's why she's in charge of like the royal. Yeah. Do you know, like they trust her?
Yes. So the breakdown on this is it truly is the King of England. And they talk about Kensington Palace, which is a legit palace. So you have the King of England who's sick. He's under the weather. His daughter Rose and his son Colin are, I believe, Rose is next in line for the throne, and then her kids, and then Colin. So I'm truly not a royal watcher. I do like The Crown though. So we see Rose. She's awesome. I kind of felt like this was the point they could have put a dead dad alert in. There was no point for Rose and the kids to have this absent father.
No, it was actually annoying.
It was weird. Other than you got to see Claire kind of pull a one-up on Olivia, who was kind of the body man to Rose.
Yeah.
And she was like, we can't do anything. He's out, we can't get him on a phone or anything. But because she's MI5, they don't know this. She's undercover. Claire is able to get a phone patched in and the kids can talk to their father, which was nice, but whatever.
It was nice. And she pulled the strings of being able to get him to come home too, which we knew from the moment that dad's not home, dad's coming home.
That's very Hallmark. We meet Colin, who is Rose's brother, and he's kind of like the bad boy prince. He likes to play pranks and stuff. He's
not a bad boy prince. He's like the most charitable human being in the world.
Right. Well, what I mean is he really likes pranks. He likes to get the kids going, essentially. Oh,
got you. Okay,
they mess with the nannies, which even though there's a lot of Mary Poppins reference and Scary Poppins references, it reminded me of the scene in Sound of Music where nobody comes like Maria. That's how I always remember her name. I have to do that. When Maria goes through and finds all the things that the Von Trapp kids do.
Yeah.
And so Claire does the exact same sort of thing, and the kids can't one up her. She's a secret agent she's Captain Britain. Come on.
I don't remember this Dan Jeannotte.
Yeah.
Because we watched Christmas Boyfriend Ghost Past.
No, it's different. It's Ghosts of Christmas Past. It's not Boyfriends of Christmas Past. So I think it was a Lifetime film, not a Hallmark film.
Okay, because I am obsessed with him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stalk him because he's on Rain, the show Rain.
Yes.
With, the girl, the actress who played Claire, and Will Kemp.
Oh, no kidding. Oh,
all three of them are on the show Rain, and I am going to watch it now.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you will.
So what I did like about this storyline moving forward is that everyone assumed that like someone was going to steal the kids, right? So it's like, we're protecting these kids. We're protecting these kids. And then in the moment when the kids are supposed to be taken, spoiler alert, they take Colin.
What? Yeah.
And the whole time, the like chief of police of Britain is like, he's the one that's doing it. It's all him. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, he's allowing it to happen because they're going to cut funding, and he wants to show how important MI5 is.
Yeah, so he's the baddie.
Yeah, you don't find that out until the very, very end, though. Yeah.
Right. But I thought it was just like cool. There were so many like, who is it? Is it the assistant? But then we find out that she was simply just like selling royal knowledge to like tabloids.
The Mirror or whatever,
Yeah. And I liked all the spy stuff. I love spy stuff.
I like the reindeer games with Claire because it showed she was adorable. Like she was so willing to do everything. Yeah. We find out she's an orphan. So and that was an important through line in the movie, that she never lied about who she was. She only lied about what she did. The fact that she's not really a nanny, she's a spy, but like all of her stories to Colin and the kids and everyone else were real. She bonded immediately with Rose. The kids wanted to go out and buy a present for their mother. And she says, yeah, let's set that up. And they go to a bookstore, which reminded me of Jed Bartlett in The West Wing. I am a wingnut. When they go at Christmas time and they shut the place down. And then, like Chris said, they're trying to kidnap the kids, which reminded me of Zoe Bartlett in The West Wing. And I was like, this has a very West Wing appeal to it.
Maybe the writer is a big wingnut and Marvel fan.
Yes, definitely. Both of the. I am. Did I write this movie? No, I did not. We already said you did.
Man, oh man.
We have 10 seconds left, so I can just sit here and say, and then that red dress.
That red dress. I knew it. I even was live tweeting and I was like, are we going to get a red dress? We got a red dress.
That's the red dress alarm. Yeah, definitely thumbs up on this movie. Not to try and put my finger on the scale, but I already voted on our Twitter. You can go and look, and I voted for this one. I loved it. I thought it was really fun.
No, this was my favorite of the weekend for sure.
Agreed. I think what we should probably do is take our lists and start to compile them, Chris. So maybe around Thanksgiving we can start putting them out. So
I was thinking that because I was like, oh man, I'm going to start losing track of like what order I want to put them in.
I usually keep them in a spreadsheet and then I just move them a little bit, but I haven't been doing that. So now I'm like, I got to do it.
I got to do it because we've watched what, 4 times 4, 6, like, we've watched a lot of movies.
Yeah. Oh my God, there's a lot of movies. Then we had our Italian Christmas Memories Saturday at 10 o'clock on November 12th. We had Sarah Power from Nantucket Noel. We had Beau Bridges from the Fabulous Baker Boys. That Beau Bridges. This was written by Joey Botkin, who also wrote, we talked about previously, Maple Valley Christmas. Definitely going to butcher this name. I'm going to put it on the screen and not even attempt it. There. Should I try? Should I try it?
No.
Yeah. Pierluigi Cothran. I think that was close. Making Spirits Bright, which I loved that one last year. And Samantha Herman, A Christmas Tree Grows in Colorado. This was directed by Catherine Siran, who directed Christmas with the Darlings.
Oh, lovely.
So, here's a description of this fine film. Okay. The Colucci siblings, in an effort to jog the memory of their grandfather who was struggling with dementia, set out to recreate their late grandmother's legendary pasta sauce. Chris, I'm going to tell you something.
What's up?
I had a tree fall in the yard this weekend, and I spent most of Sunday cutting it up, so I never got around to watching this one.
That's fine. I watched it this afternoon. I'll give you I'll give you 2 minutes.
2 minutes? Let it rip. You ready?
I need 2 minutes.
You think you're going to need 2 minutes? Or you're not going to need 2 minutes?
I won't.
Do it.
I watched this film. I didn't hate this film.
Yeah.
But what I didn't like about this film was it felt too long to me. And it was only it's the same length as all the other movies. Yeah. It just felt too long. And what I think they're trying to do is have too many plots and too many troubles in one movie.
Yes.
So there was like a sister thing. There was dad with dementia. There was trying to do this. And then she met this doctor and then this happened and blah, 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 blah. But one thing that really stood out for me was Kevin, I'm going to quiz you. This is a
Okay.
question that the doctor asks the man who has dementia to see if he can answer it quickly.
Oh, no. Okay. Yeah.
And I want to see it because I was like, how many nickels are in 60 cents?
How many nickels are in 60
cents?
12. Is that not right?
Don't know.
Yeah, that's right. It's
I haven't
12.
figured it out.
It's 12.
Well, when the doctor asked that, because like he was going through like questions of like, last week I asked you a question, or last week I had you memorize a statement. Do you remember what that sentence was? And he's like, and then he's like, okay, well, how many nickels are in 60 cents? And I was like, I couldn't do it.
Yeah, Chris. Oh, what a weird way to
But spoiler alert, Kevin, the recipe was in the dead grandmom's cardigan the entire time.
Well, where was her cardigan? She wasn't buried with it? That movie got dark fast.
They dug her up.
Wow, that's something.
No, I didn't love it.
That's
I didn't love it.
Yeah. It's funny. I mean, like, it was a very easy one for me to not watch because of the subject matter. And I was like, God, it's so heavy. But I literally, like, I almost want to take my apparatus out and show you. I still have parts of the tree that I'm cutting up, but nobody got hurt. So that's all that matters.
Okay, that's good.
And I've got firewood forever. Finally, Kristin, on Sunday, November 13th, we had Christmas at the Golden Dragon.
Yes.
Bear with me on this because this one has a lot of actors in it. I want to hit some of them. We had Kara Wang from Top Gun Maverick. I do believe this was her first Hallmark film. We have Osric Chow from... is
that the brother?
Yeah, the younger brother.
Supernatural.
He is on Supernatural? Okay. We had Sarah Koenig from A Christmas Star, Antonio Cupo from A Glenbrook Christmas, and of course, Barbara Nevin from Christmas in Evergreen series, which we're going to talk about in a minute. Written by Melinda Bismeyer and Emily Ting, directed by David L. Strasser, who also directed Campfire Christmas. This is the plot. And we'll talk about this. We won't spin the wheel. I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, unless you do. And there's a reason. We'll talk about it. With the town's landmark Chinese restaurant closing, two siblings find themselves reevaluating their lives alongside the restaurant's loyal patrons. Okay. First of all, this felt to me like Hallmark going, we are not doing the Christmas in Evergreen series anymore. And we want to do not an anthology per se, but like a series with townspeople, basically.
Yeah.
And they even put Barbara Nevin in it. And it was like, okay.
Yeah.
I feel like, you know, the fourth movie, Bells Are Ringing, Christmas in Evergreen, Bells Are Ringing, the fourth movie, we all said kind of the wheels fell off the...
Right.
Because they had so many plot lines going. But I will say, you were invested in all of those characters because you've already seen them. You were invested in none of these characters.
None of these. There wasn't enough time.
Because you didn't, this is the first time we saw them. And the second you start to feel anything for anyone, either their scene would end or they did something so horribly awful. The only person I found myself liking in this entire movie was Miguel. I thought Miguel was great.
Same. He was the one that was doing everything for everyone without like a question. And him and his father's chat by the fire was like the most, my favorite. Yeah, it was my favorite plot. Yeah,
that was the movie, and it was like, which was weird because the storyline. I could really run down this very quickly. You have dead husband alert and Jane. That's Barbara Nevin. Jane lies to Nate's kids while he's on the phone with I think his ex-wife, but they didn't really get into like who he was talking to in that moment. Then you see Miguel comes in. He's been accepted to a whole bunch of colleges, but he can't really afford to go. Doesn't want to tell his dad because his dad would pay for it, which is a weird thing. Of course he would. If he could. We don't see his dad for almost an hour and a half.
Right. And so I don't even think you need to, it was, okay, I think you said this to me on the phone earlier, is they tried to Love Actually us. Yeah. And it didn't work the way that, because even after Love Actually, they tried to do Valentine's Day and New Year's. Yeah. Those other sort of like and it didn't work. Leave Love Actually sort of connected plot lines alone, because as messed up as some of those plot lines are nowadays, worked. Don't try and redo
there's a
it.
weird charm. Yeah. It was painful at parts. One of the things that drove me crazy was Miguel goes to this interview for a scholarship, and the woman he goes to the interview with is Veronica, which is Jane's daughter. So Jane's daughter Veronica buys food from the Golden Dragon for her mom to be delivered by Miguel. And I mean, I could do 20 minutes on just this.
Oh my God.
So he does that. And then he sees a light that's messed up at Jane's house. So he offers to fix it, rips his suit jacket, shows up 18 minutes late for the scholarship interview. Veronica reads him the riot act. The whole time, he is wearing her dead
dad suit. I honestly was like, where are we going?
It was
but
crazy.
Then, for folks that haven't watched this, we probably have, there was like 6 other of those types of plots.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, Kevin. I don't want to say this was bad. No one did a bad job. What I'm saying is, I think Kevin and I both want to be invested in the characters.
Yeah.
We never had the opportunity to do so with this.
I think they should have invested the time and said, we're going to do this over the course of the next 3 years. And we're going to because also when the Golden Dragon was going to close, I didn't care.
I didn't care. I know, because what I wanted was flashbacks of her at that table doing stuff.
Yeah.
I wanted to see the family in that.
Yeah.
And we never got to see the family do anything in the, it felt like the parents were like, we're going to sell this. Yeah. And they didn't even seem to care. I was like, what is happening?
They sold the land and the building to a developer. Because so it wasn't even a matter of like the kids could buy it. It was like, oh, no, we already sold it.
Right.
Yeah, the hell with that. The couple of things I did, like they talked about IVF in it, and that was pretty progressive for Hallmark, really at the times. Poinsettias are dangerous for animals. That's what it was. And they are, and I was glad they said that.
I was glad they said that. But then, oh my God, I literally wrote down, it's like she's never seen Christmas.
Yes. Yeah.
Like the fact that she's like, let's go caroling in these outfits. Like, what?
You can carol in Wichita. Like,
also, that was my favorite part of this movie, was them going to all the caroling.
Yeah. Closing doors, garage doors. Yeah. Yeah, everyone online, everyone on Twitter, because I wasn't live tweeting per se, but I was looking at it while it was happening, and everyone was like, in fairness, I would also have closed my door.
That's what I would do. The garage door was the best one.
All right, Kristin, we saw 4 movies, one of which, when I was taking notes, I wanted to point this out, my dog literally I had to duct tape it back together. So
Ducky was like, no.
Yeah, she did. She grabbed it, and Julie laughed. And like most of my notes for which one was that for? The end of the Royal Nanny, and I was like, I need those notes.
I need those notes. All right, we'll talk about some boys.
Let's talk about some hot dudes. I believe we say hot dude.
Hot dude time. Roll that clip. This is the portion of the program where we objectify the male leads. And last week, I think we learned that Kristin literally does just objectify the men playing the roles.
So let's admit it.
I don't speak to their character. I speak to the characters' behaviors in the movie, but the looks of the people that play them.
Yeah.
So who do we want to start with? 1 out of 10 heinies per name.
Right at the top. How many heinies is Brandon Penny getting from In Merry Measure?
Listen, he would have gotten a 10 from me because of those glasses and those well-fitted jeans. Yeah. But he got bumped down because of the childish behavior that his character had in the first 25 minutes of this film that Kristin didn't find attractive.
Yeah.
So I'm giving him a 7.9.
Whoa, how about that? Listen, I'm not that much higher than that, but I feel like I have more complimentary things to say. I'm going to give my man an 8. But I actually felt like he came around very quickly. Like, he held on to the Herald Angels, is the name of his singing group. He held on to their accomplishments very tightly. He was very, very,
Yeah.
And I get that. I think that's totally fine, And then we hear about his ex Anastasia.
Ooh, perfect ex name.
Yeah, and that's what they say. It's so great. I felt he was charming. He was nice. And when she didn't want anything serious, he didn't push.
Oh, yeah.
And, he was a little introspective at times. And I kind of dug that. You know what? I'm going to go up to an 8.1. How about that?
Whoa.
That just...
I mean, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
He is damn fine.
Yeah.
Woo!
Speaking of damn fine, let's talk about a little movie called The Royal Nanny. And Dan, gonna mispronounce it, but I'm gonna look it up.
Jean Gazin.
What is it?
Jean Gazin.
That sounds perfect.
On an day.
Kristen Finger, if you allow me to go first, I like that he was a man in distress. How do you say that? A damsel in distress?
Mandel in distress.
A man. He's a mandel in distress. I like that. I like that he was saved by the lady he was interested in. And I liked that he simply asked her when they had that moment together and he said, are you, did you lie about everything? And she said, no,
Yeah.
The line, she didn't say lie. Everything I said about myself was true. It was only my job I wasn't telling the truth about. I also like that there was not a Santa interrupt this moment, but a security interrupt this moment. By the way, that security guard turned out to be a bad guy. Two times over, interrupted a kiss and kidnapped him.
So what's your number for our friend?
I was going to say 8.5, but because of the bump up for old Mr. Penny, I'm going to bump up him as well. 8.6.
Woo! Listen, Dan Jean Gazin, thank you for being in these movies. Yeah. I'm glad we met because you can wear a suit, my friend.
And tuxedo.
And a tuxedo. And they are not really British, so they put on a delightful British accent.
Oh.
I also creepily IMDb'd them, and they are an improviser, Kevin.
Nice. That's not creepy. IMDb is a public page.
True.
So, unless that's
so I'm going to stalk this person now. Yeah. I'm very interested in looking at them more.
Now it's gotten creepy. Yeah. What's your number?
9.
Oh, very nice. Yours are good this year.
He's really steamy.
Yeah.
He got my motors running.
Gas prices are up. All right. So our Italian Christmas memories. I don't know who the dude is.
I don't know.
Is it Beau Bridges?
Is it Beau Bridges? No, I think
Beau Bridges.
I think it's supposed to be the doctor. And he's steamy too. He reminded me of Dan Jean.
Yeah.
Like they could be the same person. They have the very same vibe. Yeah, he looks just like him. Twins.
Twinsies.
Twinsies.
Is it Jesse Irving? Was he RJ? This is the part of the show where I didn't watch it, so I'll just ask questions.
He was Dr. Copperfield.
Dr. Greg?
Yes.
Oh, we've seen him before. Markian Tarasiuk? Is that how you say his name? He's from... What did you do? I know you. Oh my God! Of course, he's Blake in Christmas at the Golden Dragon. So we did see him the next night.
Wait, are you kidding?
Yeah. Yeah, he's Blake. He's the one they go to Vermont. That's him.
I thought so. I thought I was, you know how sometimes I blend these movies together and I'm like, I think I'm watching the same.
See, that's a great bit had we watched both movies and liked both movies, because obviously liking the movie affects the number, but it would have been very funny to rank him twice in a row and do the numbers change, but...
I just find that funny because I was very confused.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, I like the cut of his jib.
Yeah.
I thought if we're talking character in the Italian Christmas Memories one, he was awesome from the start.
Okay.
He was a great doctor. He was also like just kind and cool. And I liked him. And he always tried to, because they were very big on their heritage, he brought his heritage to any of the events that they baked or cooked at. And I thought that was kind of a cool thing. So I'm going to give him an 8.5.
Whoa, that's pretty high. You're high, man. I mean, you're not high. I'm just saying you're hitting them. No, I think that's fantastic. Okay, well, I didn't see it, so I'm not gonna rate that, but I will rate Beau Bridges from what movie should I do it from? Oh my God, this guy's done so much stuff. It's like
I know.
Charlotte's Web, also a Dr. Dorian. That's weird. Wow. Wait, who did he play in Evel Knievel? If he was Evel Knievel, I would just end this and go watch that now.
Wasn't he?
No. No, he was John Bork.
I don't know.
Now this is just me reading. He did play Colonel Tom Parker in Elvis the Colonel, The Untold Story, and Colonel Tom Parker is awful, so I will give him a 1. That's what you get. That's what you get.
That's fine.
So then we watched Christmas at the Golden Dragon. I got to be honest with you, I liked Nate, but I didn't love him. I felt like there again, this happens a lot. There's like 4 movies happening.
Wait, are you talking about the brother, or are you talking about the dude that had the kids?
I'm talking about the dude who had the kids.
Oh,
the brother's too young, man. That's creepy. It's same thing with Miguel. Like, Miguel's the best character. I'm not ranking Miguel. They're too young. Rick was too young.
Can we do Miguel's dad?
No, I'm going to do Mr. Barber, who was the gentleman who had the stroke and just did not give a crap about any doctor's orders. And at first I was annoyed at him for that. So I was like, you're getting a 5. But then I realized his wife had died. And he's like, look, what am I going to live forever? And so he was living his life still. And I was like, I'll take you up to a 7.5. But if you get with Barbara Nevin, that's an 8.
I'm still in my brain confused on which movie I watched, because because the Italian Memories one had a dude that was a chef in a kitchen too. Yeah. So I'm like, wait, who's what? So I'm gonna give all of the dudes a 5.4.
Nice, take that.
Because I didn't get to spend enough time with them.
Oh, why don't you give all 12 guys 5s? And how many nickels are in 60 cents?
12.
There you go.
We did it!
Listen, you can write to us and tell us, you're crazy. How could you not watch that movie? Or you're so wise, but you shouldn't have watched that movie. Whatever you want to say.
Yeah, whatever
Write
you
us at remarktheshow@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at remarktheshow. Chris, you got anything you'd like to plug?
I still want to replug these earrings. It's a real_mode styles. Beautiful work. I'd also like to plug, and we'll always plug, Hallmarkable. We have our tech rehearsal on Sunday. We open next Friday, the 25th.
Wow.
And it runs through December. This cast is
so good.
Lit. You have got to come see this. They are hitting the tropes perfectly. It is beautifully. I just love them so much.
Yeah.
Please come and see Hallmarkable at Comedy Sports Philadelphia.
I would also like to plug something that is lit, which is my Christmas wreath that is in Hallmarkable. You can see it on stage, not on my house this year. You're welcome. And that's mostly because we re-sided the house and I felt, well, I don't want to poke any holes in my house. I do want to plug again. This is awkward and weird. I said at the top of the show, and I pulled it from the cobwebs of my brain, and I apparently have to go back to the episode and touch it up and make sure it's right. Julie Sherman Wolf wrote to me while we were doing this episode and said, hey, there's a little typo. It's the 27th. November 27th is when a holiday spectacular comes out. I keep saying 29th. It's stuck in my brain. Cobwebs.
Kevin ruins everything.
Whatever.
Thank you, Julie, for correcting Kevin.
Yes. My wife's name is also Julie.
I was going to say, I was like, I literally have said that statement before. Because
it's a theme in my life. Join us when we talk next week about the next 4 movies in the Countdown to Christmas, Inventing the Christmas Prince on Friday, November 18th. 3 Wise Men and a Baby on Saturday, November 19th. And Long Lost Christmas with Benjamin Ayers. Perhaps one day we will have him on the show. Saturday, November 19th. And then finally on Sunday, November 20th, when I think of Christmas. I can't wait for.
It's a big. I'm excited for this coming weekend. I'm pumped.
So and perhaps a surprise little video this Friday. Tune in to Remark here at YouTube and wait for the
Amazing.
video.
What a thrill. Thanks for watching.
We did it! I have to go cut up this tree now. I'll see you later.
All right, bye.
Bye.
I just. Should I do it now?